Hey everyone, good to see you today. There's a really important date coming up that a lot of people don't even realize is such a big deal, and that's January 1st. It might seem like just another day on the calendar, but for the 67 million Americans who rely on Social Security, this is the day the government announces the new changes that affect monthly benefits, taxes, and retirement rules. And here's something that might surprise you. Early estimates suggest New Year's update could mean about $54 extra dollars a month for the average retiree, but a lot of that could get eaten up by rising Medicare premiums. So yeah, what looks like a raise on paper might not feel like one in real life. Stick around because by the end of this, you'll understand exactly what's expected, why it matters, and what you can do to prepare. Before we get into all of that, let me ask you something. Do you think these yearly Social Security changes actually make life easier, or does it feel like you're always falling behind no matter what? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And while you're here, don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps you stay informed and it helps this community grow. Now let's start with the change most people watch for every October, the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. This is the annual increase to benefits that's supposed to keep up with inflation for 2026. Experts are projecting about a 2.8% increase, though the official number won't be released until October 15th. That works out to roughly $54 more per month for the average retiree, or about $650 over the course of a year if the projections hold. Sound good, right? But here's the catch. Medicare Part B premiums are also projected to rise by over 11%, going up to about $26.50 a month. That increase alone would take back almost 40% of the COLA. So what feels like a raise might only leave you with an extra $32 or so in your pocket. And that's the bigger story here. Many seniors feel like these adjustments don't actually match the real cost they face. Why? Because the formula that decides the COLA is based on something called the CPIW, which tracks urban wage earners, not retirees. Retirees spend more on healthcare, housing, and utilities, which are exactly the areas seeing the biggest price jumps. For example, medical care services have gone up by about 4.2% this year, much higher than the COLA. So even with a raise, your buying power still slips. Another big change tide is about retirement age. This one doesn't grab as many headlines, but it's important. Back in 1983, Congress passed a law that gradually raised the full retirement age from 65 to 67. In 2026, that phase in will finally be complete. That means if you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is officially 67. And here's why that matters. If you claim benefits early at 62, their deduction is even steeper now. You'll permanently lose a bigger chunk of your monthly check compared to someone whose full retirement age was 65. On the flip side, delaying benefits past 67 will give you an extra 8% per year until age 70. So, timing becomes more critical than ever. And speaking of timing, another area to keep an eye on is the wage cap for Social Security taxes. Right now, in 2025, income up to $176,100 is taxed for Social Security. Early projections suggest that in 2026, that cap will go up to about $183,600. If you're a higher earner, that would mean more of your paycheck being taxed, adding about $465 in extra Social Security taxes for the year. For most people, this doesn't affect take-home pay, but for folks at the top end, it's something to note. Also tied to working and benefits is the earnings test. If you start Social Security before your full retirement age, you're limited in how much you can earn from work before it starts cutting into your benefits. For 2026, the thresholds are expected to rise. For those under full retirement age, it's projected to be around $24,160 a year, up from $23,400. If you're reaching full retirement age in 2026, the limit is expected to be around $64,800 with the same benefit reduction rules applying. After you hit full retirement age, there are no limits at all, and any benefits you lost before get recalculated so they're not gone forever. Now let's talk about something a lot of people don't always think about: work credits. To qualify for Social Security, you need 40 work credits, which is usually about 10 years of work. In 2025, one credit equals $1,810 in earnings. That number is expected to rise in 2026, though the exact dollar figure hasn't been announced yet. For full-time workers, this isn't a problem. But for part-time workers, gig workers, or anyone with an inconsistent job history, this can be a hurdle. If you don't get enough credits, you won't qualify for retirement benefits at all. That's why it's so important for younger workers to pay attention to these updates even if retirement feels far away. Now, here's the heavier part of the story, the Social Security Trust Fund itself. According to the most recent trustees report, the combined trust funds could run out by 2033. That's only 7 years away from the 2026 update. If nothing changes, across the board benefit cuts of about 23% could kick in. To put that in real terms, that means almost a quarter of your check would disappear. Imagine depending on $2,000 a month and suddenly only getting $1,540. That's the kind of reality we're talking about. This is where the politics come in. President Donald Trump's administration has been focusing on efficiency audits through the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, trying to streamline how the Social Security Administration runs. The new commissioner, Frank Bignano, is aiming to modernize systems and reduce waste. Supporters say this will help stretch the program further. Critics argue that it doesn't address the bigger funding gap. At the same time, policies like the senior deduction in the recent One Big Beautiful bill reduce taxable income for retirees, which helps households now, but also lowers revenue for the trust fund. So, what does all this mean for you right now? It means October 15th is the day to really pay attention, not just to see how much more money is in your check, but to think about your overall plan. Will rising Medicare premiums eat up most of your race? Should you rethink when to claim benefits given the new retirement age rules? Are you working part-time and not building enough credits? These are the kinds of questions worth asking. And you know what's weird? We often hear people say Social Security will be gone by the time younger generations retire. That's not really accurate. Even if the trust fund runs dry, payroll taxes will still cover about 77% of benefits. It's not nothing, but it's not the full promise either. The gap has to be fixed somehow, either by raising taxes, cutting benefits, or a mix of both. And that's where the uncertainty lies. Another thing to think about is how Social Security fits into your bigger financial picture. Relying only on it might leave you vulnerable, especially with these projected cuts. Some experts suggest that future retirees could need to save an additional $150,000 or more to offset potential reductions for Gen X. That could mean setting aside an extra $700 a month starting now just to make up for what might be lost. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it shows why planning ahead is so important. So then as October 15th comes around, make sure you check the official Social Security website for updates. They'll release the final numbers once the September inflation data is out. That's the most direct way to see what applies to you. And don't just look at the increase. Look at your Medicare premiums, your tax situation, your retirement timeline. All of these pieces fit together. And hey, I'd love to hear from you on this. Do you think Social Security will be strong enough for future generations, or do you feel like the system needs a complete overhaul? Let me know your thoughts down below. At the end of the day, October 15th is more than just a date. It's a reminder that Social Security isn't set in stone. It changes with the economy, with politics, and with time. The best thing you can do is stay informed, stay flexible, and keep planning. And guess what? That kind of steady awareness is what helps you take control instead of feeling blindsided. So stay tuned for the official announcement. Keep an eye on your finances. And as always, thanks for spending this time with me today. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and share this with someone you know who might benefit from understanding these changes. Together, we can keep each other prepared one step at a time. All right. So, for this goes out to all those people out there that have made new YouTube or social media channels on all things Social Security that they're putting fear in people's heads about January 1, deadlines, and your benefits are going to be cut off and all this other BS. Stop it. I know you found AI now and you're able to make these videos from all over the world. And so got a lot of people contacting me. Ed, I heard my check is going to be cut off by January 1st. Nancy Allman, who is a famous person in Social Security circles, she advocates since the 1980s on Social Security, protecting Social Security. And I saw a video of her, and she said that my benefits are going to be cut off January 1st. No, there's that, it's an AI generated. I reached out to her. They've made 4 or 5 videos with her face on it, talking about paper checks and talking about if you don't do X, Y, and Z, your benefits are going to get cut off. It's all BS. They do, you know, any of these, they do a little bit of truth, but then they go crazy and try to, you know, put fear in people. So your check is not going to be cut off. There's certain things you need to be aware of, just like all at all times. So we'll get into that today, and if you got any questions. And this guy on the left, on the right, hair is also, it's an AI generated one. And then we see other ones with little animations, and they're all, oh my gosh, it's your check is going to be cut off, and they're all just looking for its clickbait, unfortunately. And people said, Ed, apologize for the title of my video today and the thumbnail of my video today, because yes, it is kind of in the same realm, but we are kind of slaves. We are controlled by computers. In order for us, our community, to get out to all those hundreds of thousands of people that watch these stupid videos, we need to make a similar title. So the algorithm, the computer that controls us, sends these videos out to all those people that saw that and are really freaking out and calling Social Security and worrying about whether their check is going to stop. So for us to fight fire with fire, we have to fight fire with fire. So it's an unfortunate part. So let's get into exactly some of the BS they're talking about and address each one by one. And I was these videos were brought to my attention by my community, the best community online. We help people every single day navigate the bureaucracy and make sure you're getting all the benefits. You're eligible from all things Social Security, retirement, disability benefits, survivor benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, and all the rest of it. So if you have seen any videos like this, there's also one out there that I talked about a week ago about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, you can see he does the same hand movements. So that's AI generated as well. So we're going to get a lot more AI generated crap going forward, and people are going to start freaking out. But these cause two things. People are getting stressed that their check is going to stop. We're talking disabled people, elderly people, and they just can't take that stress. It's not right. And number two is it hurts everybody else because, you know, I ran the third business Social Security office in the country. If you're new to me channel, this is where I'm coming from. And every time we had some type of internet myth BS like that, then everybody would call Social Security, or they would come down to the local office and we would have to tell them, no, it's BS. Next in line, no, it's BS. Next in line, no, it's BS. And while there was the 50th person in line is just lost their loved one and needs to file for survivor benefits, and we're spending all our time addressing these BS comments, and so it delays it for everybody. So I've said this 1,000 times. Those people out there making videos like that, just stop, but they're not. So we just have to deal with it. So subscribe, share, and all that kind of good stuff so we can get this information out there. Okay? So, one of the BS things they're talking about is paper checks. So every small percentage of people receive paper checks. And Doge, who's in charge of Social Security now, and people say, oh, Doge has been disbanded. The current commissioner is Doge Guy. There's Doge people still left in Social Security, and they're the ones that made this policy that they're going to get rid of paper checks. And then they backtracked and made an exception. So if you're getting a paper check, very, very, very small percentage of people are getting paper checks. You're good. Don't worry about it. So just keep on keeping on. Another BS thing they're coming up with is if your name is a little bit incorrect, your checks just might stop or be delayed in January. If your name is Bill or if your name is William and you got Bill on your Social Security card, or use Bill on this, and it's no big deal. If I've done this 1,000,000 times, if Social Security interacts with the IRS, and so if you've got your employer and you're playing your W-2 or filing your taxes under Bill or William or Ed or Edgar or whatever the case may be, if it's been going through, then it's going to go through. If later on you do want to change your name, maybe your card says Bill and you want it to be William or vice versa, then you just download NSS5, a Social Security card application. You don't get a new Social Security card, you just update your name. Just like people that get married or divorced, they just update their name through a SS5. That's a Social Security card application to get a new Social Security card. But if you're good with it, it's been going in there. Don't sweat it. If you want to change it later, if you're getting close to retirement and you're like, yeah, I just want to go ahead and fix it once and for all, just wait till you file for your retirement benefits, and they will do as part of the application, the retirement application, they can change your name there. That way you can knock both things out at the same time. So don't worry about it. It's not an issue. So, I mean, if your name is completely wrong, then you just got married or divorced. Then sometimes through the IRS and your bank, you have to update your bank and all that kind of good stuff. But it's for Social Security. It's not that big of a deal. And then these AI videos, the people that write these AI videos haven't got a clue what they're talking about with Social Security. They just throw a bunch of crap into a hat and see what pops up. And then they put it in the text generator, and the AI creates the image. And I'm waiting. Our community was talking about this yesterday. We are waiting for someone to come up with an AI generated image of ME, which is a scary thought to have two of these things out there. But eventually it's going to happen. And I will take legal action if somebody copies my face. That's always a scary thing. Anyway, they come up with these fancy, legal government terms. It sounds official, but it's all BS. Like Identity Integrity Initiative. Yeah, there was a thing back in March when Doge first took control. Remember, they were freaking everybody out. They said everybody has to, if you're receiving Social Security check, we have Torah check everything. So everybody go down the local Social Security office, and using our community here, we protested and say that's, people live 5,100 miles away. The Social Security office, you fired a bunch of people. They're not going to be able to help us, disabled, whatever the case may be, and they rolled that back. So that's March news that's already been addressed, and it's already been taken care of and already been rolled back. So, but these AI, videos are rehashing it just to get clicks. What's next? And if you've got any other BS things out there, please keep me aware of. There's so much stuff out there. So in the live Q&A or the comments, if you're watching this on air recording, I do these live Q&As pretty much every day, 3 West Coast time and 6 East Coast time. So if you have any questions, your friends, family have any questions about all things Social Security, Medicare, anything like that, make sure you join us. And UHASK at that time. Representative pay reports, the AI characters say you will get a representative pay report, and you have to fill out representative pay have always gotten a pay report. If you're an immediate family, then you don't get those. It's basically what is a representative payee. If you have someone that's elderly or just unable to take care of their benefits, or a child, and that person is receiving benefits, you can be appointed a representative payee for that person. So you're ultimately responsible to make sure the benefits go for that person's welfare. Okay? And then once a year, Social Security sends out a report, a representative pay report that says, okay, last year we sent you $20,000 for your mother or grandmother, and it was under your name because that person can't take care of it. What did you do with that $20,000? And you just write down there, room, board, healthcare, whatever the case may be. And pretty much easy. So every year people have been receiving those. And the other thing is, I see out there my Social Security that if you don't go in there and set up my Social Security account by this date or that date or whatever date, then they're going to cut you off. They're not going to cut you off. Yeah. As of right now, 3:11 p.m. West Coast time, they're not going to be cutting you off just because you don't set up a My Social Security account. I always recommend, and Social Security always recommends, that you set up one. Why? Because it protects you, that it makes it harder for someone else to go in there and pretend to be you to set up a My Social Security account. So it's always good to set one up. So that's definitely a thing. So if you see anything else out there, I'm sure we'll get a lot of responses. There's just so much miss out there, so much BS. So for what you're seeing over the last few days, and we're going to see more of that. Oh, another one out there is, this one's going to be a monthly thing. It's people using a little bit of truth and then turning it into BS. There's videos that are going to be happening every month out of an account from the Philippines. I guess this Filipino account was doing videos on the Filipino social security system, and all of a sudden, one of their videos got a lot more views in America, and they said, oh my gosh, there's an untapped market for social security videos in America. So they started making out BS for the American audience to make more money. And they found this withdrawal. If you file for retirement benefits, let's say you can within 12 months change your mind, withdraw the application, and then delay retirement till later, you have to pay back all that money. And so if you do that at 62, if you file at 62, change your mind within 12 months, you withdraw the application, pay all the money back, and then when you file at your full retirement age 67, your benefits go up. So they've come up with this scam where they say if you don't do this by the end of the month, that is withdraw your application, you're going to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is technically true that if you wait till your full retirement age, you're going to get more money, but it's just, yeah, it's BS. It's BS. So, all right, let's get into some live Q&A question. I'm confused. Is SSI ceasing in January, or are you referring to paper check? So SSI is a welfare-based program. So here's another thing that people mess up on. SSI is not Social Security insurance or Social Security income. Social SSI is supplemental security income. It is a needs-based, welfare-based program that Social Security administers. If you're receiving SSI, the most you can get for next year is $994. This year, it's $967. So no, SSI is not ceasing, and I just went through all the list of all the VBS out there. So this one stressed me, yeah, for no reason whatsoever. There's other reasons to be stressed about Social Security. But, you know, the big one, obviously, is the fact that the trust fund is running out. And in 86 more checks, the Social Security trustees report, the Committee for Responsible Budget, everybody Congress, in 86 more check, year 86 more checks. Your check is going to be cut by 23%. At least because the trust fund is running out. It wasn't stolen or given to Ukraine or undocumented immigrants politicians use. That to trick you, a lot of people fall for it. But that's something that we need to worry about. And unfortunately, we've known about it for 40 years and we've failed to do anything about it. No, yeah, so let's see. Get some other live questions here. Thank you, sir. I was concerned as IGNO Social Security will always send mail 30 days before advising actions to be performed or information needs attention. Yeah, Joe, yeah, exactly. Oh, Joe, I was looking at them when I was grabbing screenshots from, I think the one, Nancy Allman. Was it you, Joe? That put a remark on there that this is all BS and join channel. Yeah, I think it was Joe. I'm not sure if you're the Joe, but someone named Joe went in there and made a remark on that video and said it was all BS.